بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. Respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters, dear listeners in Islam, all praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who through His infinite grace and mercy and kindness upon us, Allah has blessed us with the wealth of Iman, with the kalima La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is the greatest gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can grant any person. And that's why again and again we have to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this great gift. Today we want to discuss one matter which is extremely important as Muslims. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with the quality of being a sadiq, the most truthful person, even before he became a Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the time when he was born in Makkah Mukarramah and he grew up amongst the Quraysh, the local people in Makkah Mukarramah, the quality of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was he was known as As-Sadiq and Al-Amin, the most truthful and the most trustworthy person in Makkah Mukarramah, before he even became a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And for a person to be a Muslim, to be a da'i, to be a person that is inviting towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the propagation of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be sadiq, to be a truthful person is extremely important. Extremely important. It's not possible for a person to say that he wants to invite people towards Allah, he wants people to come into the fold of Islam, he wants to save people from the fire of Jahannam, he wants to save people from the wrong path, when he himself is a liar. It's not possible. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam with this quality that he was a sadiq. After he became the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is a beautiful incident that has been mentioned. He went on Mount Safa, which is the mountain very close to the Kaaba. And he stood on Mount Safa and he called all the families and the Quraysh, the close relatives of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They were on the one side of the mountain, and then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to them, "Do you trust me if I say, behind this mountain there is an army, and this army is coming and in the morning they are going to attack you? Will you believe me?" They said, "Yes, we will believe you, because you are a truthful person. You never ever said a lie in your life." So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam established that he was a truthful person, and they also guaranteed that he was a truthful person. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam presented the da'wah and he invited them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we know the famous incident is that Abu Lahab went against Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and he said, "Tabban laka sa'ir al-yawm alihadha jama'tana," and the verses of Surah Lahab were revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But what we're trying to establish is Rasulullah sallallahu was a sadiq, extremely truthful person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes mention in the Quran, مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ رِجَالٌ صَدَقُوا مَا عَاهَدُوا اللَّهَ عَلَيْهِ. From amongst the believers are those people that are truthful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the reference of sidq here? Truthfulness, honesty. What is the reference? Is that we were in alam arwah. All of us, our souls were in alam arwah, in the realm of souls. When our souls were in the realm of souls, at that time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala posed the question, "Alastu bi rabbikum?" Am I not your Rabb? And all the souls at that time, they answered to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "Qalu bala shahidna." We testify verily that you are our Rabb. Now to see if we are truthful to that statement that our souls made, Allah sent us in this world, and to see the truthfulness, to see if we are actually sadiq, to see if we are actually truthful to the statement of our soul, that our soul stated that we are believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah sent us in this world as a test. And those people that gave their lives, which Allah speaks of in the verse of the Quran, the Sahaba that gave their lives, bearing testimony that they were truthful to the verdict and the covenant, the promise they made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another verse of the Quran gives us another indication that the level of siddiqiyat, the level of being truthful, we have the highest level, which is the Anbiya alayhimus salam. The prophets, they are the highest stage of believers. There is no stage of a believer that can be higher than being a Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And normally people think the stage below that is of the shuhada, those that are the martyrs, those that strive in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they give their lives in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yet there is a verse in the Quran, وَمَن يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِم مِّنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ. In this verse of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala testifies that the stage below nubuwwat, the stage below being a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the stage of being a siddiq. The stage of being a siddiq. A siddiq is a person that is truthful. So in Islam, siddiqiyat and to be truthful has a very, very, very high respect and honor and status in Islam. Very high status. A stage just below prophethood and a stage higher than martyrdom. A stage higher than martyrdom is the stage of a person that is truthful. Not just truthful by speech, but he's a truthful person. Every aspect of his life is truthful. His statement is truthful. His conduct is truthful. He's not a human being who speaks the truth, but he's a human being who is truthful. That means truthfulness becomes his nature. Truthfulness becomes his way of life. He's so truthful that actually truthfulness becomes himself. This is the objective when a person reaches the level of siddiqiyat. And this is in every sphere of his life. Not only when he's in front of people, he's truthful, and then behind their backs he's doing something else, and speaking something else, and dealing something else. Because that is not a truthful person. Here we're talking of siddiqiyat, the quality of being sidq and truthful with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the level of Anbiya alayhimus salam. To gain that level just below the Anbiya alayhimus salam, the stage above the shuhada, to gain this level of siddiqiyat. So the ulama have stated very beautifully that a person, the first level of sidq, to be truthful, to be honest. To be honest is we need to be truthful with Allah. The first level of being truthful is we are truthful with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is in reference to the covenant that we have made with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Alam-e Arwah, that we will never make shirk with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will never associate any partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The next level of sidq which the ulama speak about is to be truthful and honest with yourself. To be truthful and to be honest with yourself. And this is the second stage of being of the level of sidq. To be truthful to yourself. And meaning truthful to yourself is you do not live two different lives. You do not live two different places. You are truthful in every moment to yourself. And your inner conscience will be able to prick you and wake you up to make you understand that you are doing something correct or you are doing something incorrect. And in the relationship of ibadah, we can understand this when a person is fasting in the month of Ramadan. He's fasting, he has to be honest to himself. He has to be honest to himself. Yes, Allah is watching, but he has to be truthful to himself. He has a cup of water. He has some food in front of him. He has to be honest to himself in how he's dealing with his matters. And the third level of sidq, what we say to be trustworthy or to be truthful or honest in our life, is what normally people think about, is to be honest and truthful with the next person. You have to be truthful to the people. When you speak, you should speak the truth. And this is normally where people relate to truthfulness. When you buy, you should be truthful. When you interact, you should be truthful. When you're selling something, you should be truthful. When you're mingling, when you're interacting with someone, wherever you are, in whichever condition you are, you should show that level of truthfulness, which is the requirement for a person to get that level which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised. It is a level and a daraja right below the Anbiya alayhimus salam. Ibn Qayyim Jawzi rahimahullah has made mention, if a person wants spiritual elevation, then one of the requirements of spiritual elevation which we talk about the salikin, the people that want to go on the road to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is not possible without the level of using the system of sidq, to be truthful. A person cannot reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if he's lying, if he's dishonest, if he's cheating, if he's doing things incorrectly and he's deceiving people. He will not reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the other avenues. One of the requirements to reach Allah is a person has to be a truthful person. What is the benefits of being a truthful person in society? The reality of the matter is that no society can be established. If we want a perfect society, if we want a good stability of the social life of people, we want confidence of people, we want prosperity to flow in those communities, we want people to have trust, then it's not possible without sidq, without truthfulness. It's not possible to gain a society of confidence, to gain a society of prosperity, to gain a society of trust without being truthful. See, people are in a business field, right? You do business. If you place an order, or maybe you're not in a business field, you order something online, right? Just to make it easy, most people order online, and the person is not honest. Immediately you'll start going against him, you'll write a review against him, this issue will come up, that issue, because the person you're dealing with is dishonest. He's not truthful in the way that he's dealing. It will create havoc. So when there's dishonesty, the entire social stability of that area will start falling apart. People will not have confidence. Prosperity will not come into existence. That's why a person has to be honest. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in his ahadith, he has made mention so clearly of both aspects. The aspect of where we have to be truthful, and at the same time the aspect of where we have to stay away from dishonesty. And both aspects are required for a beautiful society to exist. Rasulullah sallallahu, also we find out what is the worst lie. What is the worst dishonesty? There is the dishonesty to Allah. The dishonesty and the lie to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which Allah speaks of in the Quran. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يَفْتَرُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبَ لَا يُفْلِحُونَ. Verily those people that associate or fabricate against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they make partners and establish partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will never be successful. Allah also mentions أَلَا لَعْنَةُ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْكَاذِبِينَ, that it is the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a person that is lying. On a person that is lying. So much so, the scholars have taught us that a person is not allowed to lie even to their children. A person is not allowed to lie even to their children. So a person wants to bring the child close, or the child is crying. Just say for instance the child is crying, and the parents want to lull the child, make the child calm, make the child stop crying. The parent says, I got a candy with me, come here, I got a candy, I give you the candy. And the parent does not have a candy. The parent is lying. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prohibited a person even from this level of lying. They were muhaddithin of the past. One muhaddith went to take hadith from another muhaddith, and when he seen that muhaddith, he was calling an animal. He was calling one of the animals, and he was showing the animal some fodder, or he says some grass to eat. And when that animal came close, he caught the animal. He did not feed the animal food. That muhaddith said, I cannot take hadith from you. I cannot take hadith from you. If you lie to animals, there is a great possibility you lie to me in the science of hadith. So a person is not allowed to lie, even a small. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us also, when a person is truthful brings about all types of goodness. عليكم بالصدق فإن الصدق يهدي إلى البر وإن البر يهدي إلى الجنة. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, hold firm towards truthfulness, because when truthfulness is established, it will bring all types of good, all types of khair, all types of good a'mal, and things will be prevalent in that society in which goodness spreads. And when a person has all these types of goodness through the medium of sidq, through the medium of honesty, these good come into existence. When these good actions come into existence, it will take a person to Jannah. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam Conversely, he taught us, وَإِيَّاكُمْ وَالْكِذْبِ, and a person should stay away from lying. What is the greatest lie? To lie against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has taught us in the hadith, a lie against Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, مَنْ كَذَبَ عَلَيَّ مُتَعَمِّدًا فَلْيَتَبَوَّأْ مَقْعَدَهُ مِنَ النَّارِ. When a person lies about a statement of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he makes up something false. He lies something, and this is very important for us to understand. Maybe we are not directly involved in it, but sometimes you can be involved in it by some other means. A message gets forwarded to you, and in that message says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said something, and it's very amazing to you, and you forward that message to someone else. You are saying to the people you forwarded it that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said this, whereas Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not say this. And you forwarding something, making a lie against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In a social life that we are living, a person should stay away from lies, and he should try and establish himself to gain honesty and truthfulness. One other aspect that we have is, in the societies we live, for a person to get a job, he should not lie. He should not lie to get a job. There's no barakah, there's no blessings in something like this. He forges documentation. He's not an IT, he makes a document he's an IT. He does not have a bachelor's degree in something, he makes a document that he has a bachelor's degree in something. This is lying. This is not permissible in Islam. This is being dishonest. As a Muslim, this is being dishonest. That's why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has emphasized at-tajiru as-saduq al-amin, a person that is a businessman, who's honest, he's trustworthy. He needs to have these qualities in him. A person cannot forge documents. He cannot lie about the documents, make up certain things. This is not the quality of a believer. They asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, can a believer be a coward? He said, yes, a believer can be a coward. He asked the Nabi of Allah, can a believer be a miser? He said, yes, a believer can be a miser. They asked the Nabi of Allah, can a believer lie? He said, no, a believer can never lie. If you have iman in your heart, you can never lie. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq for understanding. Jazakumullah khair.